Good afternoon and welcome to all attendees. Please introduce yourself in the chat box by putting your name and which country you belong to so that our panelists can get to know you better. I would request all the attendees to please, yeah, we have many attendees joining in from different parts of the region. We have from India, Belgium, Thailand. It's good to see. Hi, Sanjay Samat from India. Welcome. We will be waiting for another 2 to 3 minutes. We have been attendees from Philippines also. Hi, Mr. Narendra Kumar. Dina for Singapore. Hi, Lam from Singapore. We have Weber from Mumbai, India. Those who are joining in new, please introduce yourself in the chat box. You can put your name and country from where you belong. Hi, Mr. Satish. Nice meeting you. Hi, Jaran from Thailand. Hello, Binky from Philippines. We have Dag from Norway. I think we can start the session in another 1 minute. Hi, Mr. Raj from India. Nice to meeting you all. Hi, Ted from Bangkok, Thailand. Hi, App from Malaysia. Nice meeting you. Hi, John from Philippines. I think we can start the session now. Hello again to everyone. I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe. My name is Arpita Das and I'm excited to be the host for today. This is a great time for online learning and gaining all the extra knowledge that would help you in profession and business in long run. Keeping that in mind, we have arranged this session on the topic Future of LED Lighting in ASEAN Region Opportunities Ahead. The webinar will be addressed by our distinguished panel. We have with us Dr. Chanyapon Chantamra Wesley, Executive Committee of Illuminating Engineering Association of Thailand, Dr. Rajat Mandal, Honorable General Secretary of Indian Society and Lighting Engineers, Mr. Wes Shaw, former Chairman, Strategy and Innovation of IFMA Singapore Chapter. Mr. Siu Chun Tai, President of the Electrical and Electronics Association of Malaysia. Mr. Eduardo A. Manahan, Chairman of Building Owner and Managers Association of the Philippines. With this, I would also like to introduce our moderator for today's session, Ms. Himani Gulati, Director of MEX Exhibitions Private Limited. Before I hand over the mic to our moderator, just to let you know, if you have any questions for our speakers, please feel free to send it through the Q&A box provided in the screen. We'll be answering the questions at the end of the discussion. Now, I would hand over the mic to Ms. Himani.
Thank you, Arpita. Thank you for introducing all of us. I'd like to take the stage from here on. It's a great pleasure to have such esteemed panelists with us, and each of them representing different countries. We have Singapore, we have Philippines, we have Malaysia, and we have India. So it's great to be in the company of all these people. We all are in virtual companies only these days. So let's begin from here. First, I would like to start with analyzing what the current lighting market scenario is in the respective countries of the panelists. I would like to first put this question to Dr. Rajat Mandal. Can you please, enlighten us on the current lighting market scenario in India?
Good afternoon and welcome to all. Indian market, Indian specific, the LED and allied sub accessories market is growing very high rate. Today is the CAGR talking about 25% till 2024. So today, estimated market, I should say estimated market, because it is a lot of the values are around, say in Indian rupees, we call the 32 to 35,000 crore. In US, it is 3,500 million US dollar. And the last 2-3 years, the market was going as high as 40% one point of time. This is again sustainable growth. We are expecting more than 25% right now in 2024. In the market, we have big players to the small players, and across India we have the manufacturing, we have sales organizations, we have all aspects we are covering up. We have a production facility. We have also the assembly facility as well as. And thanks to the government of India's the energy initiative days, the growth has come, because people will be thinking that how the growth has come to India is such a high growth. It was hardly having Indian rupees 12,000 crores, and in the 4 years the growth has come to 35,000 crore, 3,500 million USD. Primarily is a energy saving efforts by the government of India, which has given all respects the benefit. They have in number of schemes called ESCO scheme. We have also the government of India's other initiatives for the consumers, distributions of the lighting bulbs and the street lights. Plus, added to this, we have a huge infrastructure development facilities also. Plus, we have seen the solar lighting. Solar lighting has given a growth to the extent of 15 to 20% in this the 2020 growth we are talking about. So with that, India is growing and continue to grow further, and it has all opportunities for each and every company and the stakeholder to grow. That's all from India, Indian growth, his growth side. And the new applications are coming, the smart cities are coming. And
Dr. Mandal, it's really great to know that India is going very progressive on this. I think we'll take the stats from each country and then we'll come back to the innovations. Can we move on to Mr. Chu to talk about the Malaysia market? Can you unmute yourself, please? Yeah.
Yeah, you are talking about the impact of COVID affected to the lighting industry.
Yes, how it has affected and what is the current scenario? Is it growing at the same pace or are we seeing some changes? Is it positively or negatively impacted the lighting market?
Of course, if you are talking about COVID-19 have really have impacted into our construction industry, of course, the lighting industry. Of course, I do not have the data of this the bad impact, but it will be estimated about 30 to 40% because it's related to our construction industry. Because our construction
Yeah,
industry,
for a lot of time construction was put on a stop also, so that has also impacted.
yeah, construction industry is badly affected, probably about 40, 50. But of course, the lighting industry, of course, you know, like the share market, when the share market drop, there's a share market up. So lighting industry is depends of the market and the sector that of the industry category. For example, like if you're in the medical, food or horticulture, that will be a growth. So it's a big growth on that sector. At the same time, Malaysia is one of the top manufacturer of LED in the world. So which is located in Penang, semiconductors, which is like Osram Opto, Lumilat, which is all the factory is in Malaysia. This is what I can highlight on the compact.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to Mr. Wiz Chua, who will enlighten us on the Singapore scenario.
Hi. Okay, I mean, because my current role is more to the engineering aspects, right? So actually I manage properties. So from properties perspective, I think there's a lot of drive by the government agency like BCA to drive a super low energy buildings. So all these things are still in place no matter how. So actually I did interview some of my suppliers and as well as those some of my fellow colleagues in this industry. So actually a lot of lighting replacement projects are still ongoing, especially those AI, smart tech. They're still ongoing. So there's no stoppage to the project. Plans are still ongoing. So I don't see, probably the only constraint that will actually slow down is maybe, as if you say the COVID thing, the construction slow down, so the project delivery will be delayed. So that might affect the LED industry, but we are not the major LED manufacturing hub, so we are more to the deployment side. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chua, for your inputs. Can we have Dr. Chanyaporn, your views on the Thailand market?
Hi, thank you. I'm from, let's say, from a designer point of view. So for lighting design companies, I think we don't see much, or at least, you know, in the sectors, kind of projects we're doing. I think we don't see much of the impact because, you know, for big projects, is for many years, right? So, and especially in the projects that they're still in design phase, right? So one, either it's not impact yet, so we hope that it doesn't, you know, it doesn't come soon. So that is one thing. But I think that the sectors that quite infected from Thailand is the hotel sectors, because we're relying so much on.
Can we have others on mute, please? I think someone is on unmute. Can we just have the panelists and the attendees on mute? Sorry for the disturbance. Dr. Chanyaporn, please continue.
Okay. I was going to say that, you know, for hotel, because Thailand's relying so much on tourism. I think 12% of our GDP is from tourism, and it's been, you know, almost stopped. right? It's just a local market now. So I think hotel, restaurants, renovation projects been delayed. But for the new ones, for new projects, I think it's still, most of them still, going on. And for, I think the sectors that benefit, not benefit, but they adapt, so to the kind of new kind of products is luminaires for hospitals or, healthcare sector. So, with UVC that, can use in the hospitals, for reasons. And another thing is for smart cities. So Thai governments have been promoting the applications of smart cities. So I think that's the general view. I think not much affected in some sectors, and in some sectors they might benefit from that, I think.
I think hospitality is what has been majorly affected in Thailand. Otherwise, Thailand has really quick to come out of the situation and
Yeah.
control the situation. It's commendable.
This month, tomorrow in October, the government they'll start implementing. They call it like they will accept only some tourists who want to stay, longer time. So this is like a trial period.
Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise the tourism sector will suffer.
Yes, that's
Okay, thank you.
great news. Thank you so much. Now we'll move on to Mr. Eduardo. Can you please enlighten us on the scenario in Philippines?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Despite the pandemic, we're still in the Philippines, we're seeing a bright future as far as the lighting market is concerned. As far as the Philippine lighting market is concerned, the Philippine LED market is currently driven by growing environmental consciousness, coupled with a significant growth in the construction sector. Even it's pandemic, we're continuing or trying now to go back in the construction and in every real estate, also in other construction field. Several private and foreign key players are investing significantly in the residential sectors, which consequently is influencing the uptake of LED lights in the Philippines. In addition to this, associated advantages such as a cost-saving effectiveness, and energy efficiency of LED lights is driving their demand. So the demand is there already, Furthermore, crucial steps taken by the government. Our government has been towards its sustainable development is also contributing to the growth of the market. A long time ago, even at the start, that the government also prohibits the manufacture, imports, sale, and use of incandescent light bulbs, which further favors the market growth. Now we're talking about the prospect. The market is projected to reach a value of maybe around $898 million by 2015, expanding at a CAGR of 12% during the forecast period of 2020 to 2025. So we're seeing here really a bright future, especially in the lighting industry, which is driven by so many factors. And then maybe the market summary would be, you could see in the market, maybe based on the product type, where in the market has been divided into funnel lights, the downlights, the street lights, the tube lights, and other bulbs. And then based on the application or the use, the market has been categorized into commercial. Like we in the property management, we're on this building for properties. The residential, we have the commercial, the residential, we have the institutional. That's the special purpose project, purpose type of properties, and the industrial and the other sectors. Now, on the installation type, maybe the market has been bifurcated into new and retrofit installations. The new are being constructed, like we've been seeing a lot of buildings building up here in the metropolis, are into that type. And while the older buildings, and some not really old, but the buildings are being retrofitted to be fitted with a different LED thing, which is supposed to be better and very good for the market also.
Okay, great. great to get your views on this. I think with this, we'll move on to our next round. And I would like to ask all of you, like, what innovations can we see in the LED lighting in the next couple of years, and the importance of smart lighting and IoT in the coming times? I would like to start with you, Dr. Mandal. Dr. Rajat Mandal, please.
Okay, I'm audible now?
Yes, you are.
Good, thank you. Well, innovation is the key success to see the product and this LED environment. See, the LED is today has already, you see the life cycle curve of the LED has reached to the growth stage, and right now is still not mature, but is still growing, but tending to the maturity. Here, nobody is talking about energy saving. Nobody. Here, talking about what is the next step is the human-centric lighting. We are talking about how it is beneficial in general to the environment. With this, it is only possible. It is only innovation is the only way of life. If we have to be in the lighting industry successfully, then without innovation, you cannot move a step further. This LED or IoT, Internet of Things, is combination of intelligent lighting. We call it in our language, we call it the seventh generations. And that makes that everybody's life is so entertaining. It is the dream of the designer is also coming true, and also expectations of the consumer is also able to meet or fulfill. With the innovation, see, we have started, the LED is the tip of the LED conversion is started coming in 2016, particularly in Indian condition or Asian continent side. So both the lighting, electronics and IoT becoming a smarter. It is not only the smart city, it has gone to the next level to our home, to our office, to our outdoor security, and also any decorative or the facade lighting. That means in all spheres of the activity, we have the innovation. Earlier, we have a problem. We have a problem of the proprietary items. A lot of innovation came, but it has a proprietary item. We have a patented issue. Now all these things has gone. Now IoT has made the leveling to such an extent that lighting today is a totally multidisciplinary subject. It is not only electrical electronics, it is an integrated subject. Hence, the challenge to update your knowledge, skill, the product, application is the only source of survival. That's all for the innovation. Is the only way of life to sustain the lighting industry or the LED industry for the day. Thank you.
I agree with you. I think it's all about innovation and change that we as humans adapt in our lives. And that's how we are all moving ahead. Your views, Mr. Siu, on the innovation, smart lighting, IoT, what do you have to say on all of this?
Okay, in terms of innovation, in terms of the LED markets, okay, the global LED market have been highlighted just now, Dr. Rajat and some other speaker. So it will be reaching about 100 billion USD by 2024. Where compared to 2018, the research, which is USD 45.6 B. So it's a very huge market. So I would like to say that for the innovation, LED are very, very much adapt to human life, our lifestyle. Of course, just now what Dr. Rajit has highlighted, human-centric is the way forward. Okay, so like for example, the development of our lifestyle, the human lifestyle, the development and the trend, such as sports, LED for the sports, medical, health, productivities, entertainment, communication, transmission, and etc. This is where you need to be innovative into that area. So on the growth of the smart lighting in the communication, IoT, like, for example, IoT in terms of renewable energy, solar lightings, IoT in terms of public lighting, outdoor sports, whatever, as well as indoor, which is very much adapt to our lifestyle. And then also another growth whereby you need to be more innovative into the large display screen for the backlight. So smart lighting or the IoT lighting, it has been around to us more than 7 years ago when the LED lighting well acceptable in the industry. With this COVID pandemic, COVID-19 world pandemic, and also the 5G development, it have been accelerated the smart lighting and the IoT development even faster and acceptable. So even every industries are encouraging doing digitalization transformation. Hence, the LED lightings are not being left out, where LED lighting are more ready to perform. I would say smart or LED lighting have a huge development in this trend and forward. Thank you.
I know a little small structure like a LED. We did not know some years back that it would become such an integral part of our lives. We were
It's always our lifestyle. It follow our
It
lifestyle.
has changed everything. It's changed our way of life. I think we organized our first exhibition on LED in 2009. And, when we called it LED Expo, people were like, LED is such a niche market. It's such a niche product. And you're doing a complete show on that. So, there is where it started coming to the limelight and people actually started realizing the potential of this small little magic or wonder, I would say. It's really great and it's really affecting and impacting our lives in a positive way.
Correct. Especially with the COVID-19 pandemic, this has been accelerated very, very much.
Because healthcare and all those areas also, are on a growth side, and LED has a lot of role there as well. And I think energy efficiency and people staying at home. So all those areas also have got focus in these times.
Correct.
Great to learn from your experiences. Now I would like to move on to Mr. Wiz Chua. So what would you like to say about the Singapore market in terms of innovations and smart lighting and IoT?
A lot of people have been trying to sell the low light fidelity technology to me. Quite a number of companies, even the Singapore technologies, are trying to sell. All these technologies, actually, I will say that is still quite expensive. I think the market need to be a bit more open. Once it's more open and more so-called, like, they lower down the production cost and they're willing to maybe lower down because I think there are some patents surrounding it. That's why the cost of production of this kind of in this area is slightly more expensive in the upfront, like luxury product. So if the market is willing to open up with digitalization and IoT style, right, I think it will be very powerful, because imagine light can transmit data. And this can apply to all, of course, this is a competing technology with all the rest of the communication technologies, to be very frank. Besides, aesthetically, it looks good. It changes people's mood, that's why, in fact, so I'm hoping that this one will open up. For the design surrounding the people, I think there's a lot of standards, like well-building standards that looks into this area. I think lighting can play a part. Someone mentioned in the chat about, can the lighting adjust to the humans, the rhythm. I think that is also a very good research topic to touch on. I think there's a lot of potential in this area. So I hope to see more things in the coming up. Of course, coming up. No matter where you are in the region, I hope that everybody will collaborate and come with more innovative ideas, and hopefully not just research about it, but please bring the cost to please benchmark your cost when you produce these technologies, because it cannot be implemented if it's too expensive. Thanks.
I agree with you, but yes, we have seen over the years the LED costs have gone down from what it started to what it is now 10 years down the line. But still, we need to work on the costing so that it reaches even wider markets and areas. Dr. Chanyaporn, you've been working a lot on lighting design, and I think LED has been a boom for you because it has helped design in a very, very positive way. So what are your views on the smart lighting and all those aspects and innovations in LED?
Thank you. I'm doing lighting design. I'm also doing lighting design research. So we've been looking at this smart lighting topic for some time. But I agree with Mr. Shaw. These things, although we said, LED is, quite advanced, but to make it smart lighting, it still need other parts. And for the time being, it's still expensive. At the same time, you cannot really prove the benefits. I think it still need, I think in Asia as a whole, we still need a lot of research into that. Even CIE, they recommended research topics on smart lighting. It's not on the technology, because I think, you can advance the technology. I think what we don't know is on the human side. We call it human-centric lighting, but how much do we know on the human side? What I mean is that when you use it, most of the previous research, they from cold country like Scandinavia, you use circadian lighting to improve the mood, because the daylight hours is very short. But in Asia, most of the market we're talking about now, we are in like tropical countries, and we have a lot of daylight, maybe too much. So how are these affecting the weather conditions we have? So how we will benefit from this smart lighting? Maybe is it daylight link would be better for us, because when it's tuned in with the natural rhythm of daylight, actually that is circadian lighting. That is the best human rhythm that we can sync with, right? But I agree. One thing is the cost should be down, and secondly, maybe innovations can also look at new market, like for older populations. In Thailand, they're now talking about, because even in Thailand, we're going to go into aging society in a couple of years. In Bangkok, it's already 20% older than 60, 65. So in this sector, there are needs, like real needs, that better lighting can improve their life, both daytime and nighttime. And I think I'll just say about Thailand, because we are, in terms of the LED market, we are in midstream. We don't produce LED chips ourselves, we're not like Malaysia, but I think benefits, like the strengths of Thailand, we have a lot of designers in all areas. So we have, architects, interior designer, and product designer. So I think to come up with innovation, it has to be knowledge based, right? Because we don't own this technology ourselves, but we can source the best LED chips. We can source everything, but we need to have better knowledge or understanding about the users. And then we can come up with maybe innovative products that not only serving Thailand market, but it can serve even India or other countries in the region.
Thank you so much. We move on to Mr. Eduardo. What would you like to add to this? You're on mute. Can you please unmute yourself?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, since we are in the Philippines, like the BOMAP, now we are into more on the end user side, no, of this, and we are really looking forward for so many innovations in LED lighting. As a matter of fact, the widespread shift of to working from home opened up vast opportunities to tap the home market for maybe ergonomic LED lighting and the LED antibacterial bulbs, and so on and so forth. And as far as the Internet of Things, the IoT for lighting solutions has evolved accordingly, going far beyond their original function. The current situation will require IoT control in the commercial sector, ensuring everyone's health and safety, improving the employee productivity, and driving operational efficiency through remote controls, no? Without mandatory physical presence or contact, or this the physical distancing, what we're calling, no? So it's about safety. And maybe another is maybe we are talking of LED lighting options becoming more affordable and readily available. This technology is making significant contribution to the lighting industry, offering much more effective, viable, and long-lasting solution as far as the lights is concerned. All companies around the world and across the wide range of industries have embraced LEDs, no? Due to their drastically increased light quality and visibility, long-lasting durability, at the same time, its cost effectiveness. We're looking forward to more of the innovations that we're looking, especially now we have in the panel a design, no? On the lighting, so maybe she could contribute a lot more.
Thank you so much. Now, as we're seeing that companies are pulling out of China, do you think there will be an impact on the LED lighting industry too? Which other countries in the ASEAN and Asia can emerge as alternate destinations for those looking to source lighting products and LED products? Are we looking at an alternate hub? Yeah, Dr. Mandal. Dr. Mandal, are you there?
Yeah. Hello. Are you getting my voice now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Well, Himani, I think you have a one statement, and based on your statement, you have a very two pertinent, valid questions. Yes, definitely, yes. It's a big impact on the LED industry. Going to face with respect to raw materials, with respect to the market, with respect to money, that means price, and also the delivery. And of course, to qualify that, see what is happening in today. The China supplies globally, okay, so 50, 60, somebody says 70, okay, say 60 to 65% to the global LED market through its component, complete product, maybe the systems, and other electronics components, accessories, and etc. Almost all global branded company have their own production unit, and the suppliers or vendor in China. And this is going on for last almost 12 years, so 12 years to 15 years. So changing this manufacturing and the sourcing and then logistics issue is definitely becoming a challenge. But it's not a big challenge for the industry because the industry itself is now matured with respect to knowledge and the methodology of the production, component, etc. So it's a challenge, but not a big challenge. But again, it's a country-specific decisions. Industry can look into all the possible issues and resolve with a proper strategic planning. The strategic planning is required. Second question, you say which country? Okay, well, it is not fair for me to name any country. I will say the country which is having his own infrastructures and readiness to meet these challenges, they will be the winner. They will come. They will be emerged as a respectable and to get the market. So the main issue is the preparedness. With respect to Asian countries, there is a definitely each and every country have their own challenge and opportunity, and also having the strength also. With respect to my country, that's India, India has a huge scope, let me tell you to all my friends, because we have a manufacturing base across the whole country, a big country, the regional based manufacturing. We have a huge skill. We have a very highly educated people. We are very strong in the software and the IoT business. So which is now the intelligent lighting and the IoT is coming into the lighting. We have a fantastic business acumen and the business leaders also in India. See what happened. You see this Suzuki that in India is called Maruti is now in India world leader. The Samsung, LG, you talk about Apple now. This has come. They have now created that infrastructure in no time and now started supplying globally. So today's situation is far better also. The government support, the reform is happening, the investments friendly, the atmosphere has created. So my friends, I say that India could be a hub for the chip manufacturers, can be hub for the accessories manufacturing, particularly the molding, the die, tools, etc. is what you are making for the cars. I think can be made for the small product like the light fittings or the light bulbs. These are happening, but opportunity has come for India in a very strong, and I'm sure the lighting industry captains will work into it, and definitely from the Society of Lighting Engineers, we take care about the skill development, creating the awareness, making the standards, making the inroad for nationally as well as international, which we are already doing it.
I agree.
To my
Thank you, Dr. Mandal. That's enlightening. Yes, whichever country shows preparedness and proactiveness can cash on this. What do you have to say on this, Mr. Su? You're on mute. Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. For this, your question is the company pulling out from China, right? For what the impact, right? So regarding on this, especially the COVID-19, I still refer to COVID-19 experience. All the country in the world, every country or everyone shall learn how to be more. Every country shall be learn how to be more self-independent, self-sustained for basic or development needs. Okay, our country, Malaysia, are very supportive, and we are one of the first pilot of doing the LED lighting, street lighting, which is about 8 to 10 years ago that we have championed it, and our government are very supportive and pushing the industry. So, and at the same time, of course, our country for semiconductors and LED industry production of our this LED is one of the top. So this is one of our government group. The directive. Secondly, just now I highlighted that the global market are very huge. By 2014, by this Grand View research that are giving us about estimated about USD 100 billion business. So I would say that it's a very good opportunity for other ASEAN country or Asia country to outsource or production than development, where every time most of the lighting are too pampered to focus only one source in the past. So
Totally agree. It's important to be self-sufficient also in these times. Every country needs to take care of their requirements. And then if you have excess resources available, I think you can cash on the demand that is there on the market.
correct,
You have to say on this, Mr. Chua?
right.
Yeah, Mr.
So,
Yeah,
sorry.
thank Yeah.
Okay, for me,
Thank
right, basically, I just felt that they say that China is the world factory is something I do not accept. As a basis, I think that is very risky. COVID has proven, I mean, that we need to have a very diversified value chain. I think not only just promotes better risk management, but also
I
promotes
think Singapore does
innovation.
not have production within the country, so they are sourcing. So I think Singapore market is going to go around other markets and explore the options.
We have no choice because we are not a manufacturing base. The land is so small. Unless we build vertical factories, right?
Right.
So that is not going to be possible for Singapore as well, because but for bigger countries with bigger land scale and more focus in manufacturing or high tech manufacturing, I think it'd be good to really diversify out. I think because when I ask my suppliers, where do you get your lighting from? China. Everything, most of them China.
So do you think they're going to go beyond China? They're going to look at Thailand, Malaysia, India, and other markets?
Because the China took, I think they not only took the manufacturing as a work factory, they also took all the contractor works, So they are very smart. So the main can be, the main contractor can be someone else, maybe your own country or someone, maybe a different country. But when you sub out, right, because you sub out the cheapest based on the procurement standards, right, end up the supplier is still China. So I think that it is a bit, for me, I think it's not very healthy. So I think that it poses a risk. I think we should take enterprise risk management into this perception and manage this properly, so that in terms of crisis we can still manage this. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you. Dr. Channapon, what would you like to add here? How do you see the Thailand market in this aspect?
I'm not sure, because Thailand is much smaller, and we don't. We do have, big manufacturers.
A lot of local companies have come up in LED in Thailand also.
I think they still they produce in China, the big brands, but we have Thai companies who produce here, and they even I know that some of them, they even branch out to neighboring countries like Vietnam and in Myanmar. So yeah, I think in some type of products, maybe Thailand can also make a growth into that area. But I think again, I think for Thai suppliers or manufacturers, I think the benefits would be, if they can do product development, and understand the users' needs. So and users, there are many sectors. There are private projects who have different needs than like urban lighting that will be from the government. So there are different needs. There are different types of needs, and I think not just for Thailand. I think lighting industry in Asia, I think in each country, if they try to understand the needs of different sectors, and they can come up with improved products. They can, so it's not just mass production.
Mr. Eduardo, what would you like to add?
Yeah, I think, no, if ever that sources will be pulling out of China, since they are the biggest, I think they're the ones more in supplying this LED. I think it's much more on the positive side. It's more opportunities for other countries, specifically here in Southeast Asia, in the ASEAN, and in Asia also, considering that the high-powered LED market share and highest LED revenue are from Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, and China. So it's only China is on number 4 as far as the share and market share and highest LED revenue. So I think outside of that, I think I would consider, I agree with Dr. Chakyang, and Thailand is maybe, I would say Thailand, because with this, with they're doing the sustainable activities that they're doing, like the LED market. There's one way of helping out. Maybe sources are looking out for other, maybe looking out for other sources. So I think it's better for Thailand to be one of the sources of LED lights.
Thank you. Mr. Rajat Mandal, I'm aware that you're involved in the creation of lighting industry standards as well, apart from education and other roles that you play. What is the acceptance of those standards in Asia or specifically the ASEAN region? Are they acceptable in these regions, the standards that you are creating or working on?
Good. It's a good questions. I'll put it in the other way, little differently. Let me tell you, the ISLE is making a great role, playing a great role in making standards, education, awareness, seminars, and also some extent of exhibitions nowadays. We are doing it, and that's all our international standards, at international platform and international quality. So saying so, see, like our education, our skill development, we have our education panelists or the speakers like Dr. Bharmobil. He's one of the renowned practitioners and also the professors, Warren Julians, and many others, different companies and associations. We are also making a revision of our National Lighting Code of 42 chapters. And that will be for ASEAN and ASEAN countries. It will be also so you have taken almost all applications as possible applications, and also the product and also the standards into it. So that will be all international standards. We make standards with respect to the IEC, the CIE, IESNA, EN, GLA, all respective. We accumulate the knowledge and then we put into our standards. Let me take an IC. Definitely, we are also the member of IEC directly and also the member of CIE directly. We are also a member of IESNA. So we put our all knowledge, all aspects of the product and applications into standards or for international. That's why it is becoming an international quality. And we also have international test qualification process in India available, whether it is CE or for SSO, whether it is for UL. We are all having all the facilities here. So, like we are making in the UVC, I think one of my panel colleagues told that's bacteria and virus both. Now, today, all the lighting companies or lighting industry is looking into the new area, new innovation, I should say innovation, or the new applications area of UVC, thanks to the COVID. And here also, we are playing a great role, still date. There is no standard documents available, which will be applicable for ASEAN and ASEAN countries for the UVC safety and performance. The ISL is making the international standards for which is of course as told and given this authority by BIS, Board of Indian Standards. We'll be making it, and also we will be also having a position statement already released by us. So if you answered it squarely that our standards, we have already Indian standard is legislation there are something 27,000 outside companies has registered in Indian standard. So they recognized already, whether be it India, be it USA, be it or also China, and also the Thailand or Malaysia. So they have already registered. So Indian standards is already accepted by internationally, and so there is, and whatever we are making it, it will be up to international standards.
Okay,
So,
thank you so much. That was really good to know. Mr. Su, I would like to ask you that the electrical fraternity, who are your members of your association, how influential are they, or what role do they have in terms of lighting related decisions? You don't mute, yeah.
So our members, your meaning is our members, how influence our members in the lighting decision?
Yes.
Right. Our members consist of three main category. So one is construction industry and electrical construction and services. Then second one is manufacturing. The third one is trading.
Okay.
So, okay. And in the manufacturing, of course, we have a group of manufacturers, which is a lighting group. At the same time, in this group, we also we have our members, and one of our group. I mean, in this team, we are the members of. I can say I would say that National Committee in CIE. National Committee in CIE. So this is the lighting committee. So if you're talking about the influential, hello, can you hear?
Yes, yes, yes. We can hear you.
Yeah, because I saw the internet unstable.
No. You're
So we have professionals, we have designers, and we have engineers who are very much related to the standard and also very influential to do the design. I mean, in the standard, and the standard that we always use, that's not what I highlight, is IEC and CIE. So in terms of our members, I can say that we are influential in the lighting industry.
okay. Thank you. I would like to ask you, Mr. Chua, what is the role of facility managers, who have energy efficiency targets? How has LED helped to achieve this? Also coupled with smart lighting and IoT, will it further improve on the energy efficiency for facility managers?
Yeah, now in Singapore, you realize there's a competition between how to save energy during the COVID, right? Because when there's a COVID, the first thing the building managers will be very desperate, how to save energy. So, where to cut. Now, this shop not going to be open, right? I'll cut it. The car park's not going to be open, right? Cut it. So a lot of things, a lot of decisions is driving among so-called all these energy saving initiatives. So, and of course, that depends. So if your lighting can adjust the intensity, right, then that'll be the best variable lightings. So, but not some of the existing light, not all lights are this kind of technology. So we are looking into this area. So we are doing a lot of revamping. Yeah. So I think that is our own set, and together with the green mark push that we need to have, they'll go for at least a gold plus, and pushing towards the platinum. I think that would be a very good push for the facility manager to have a cost for that to go into this area even deeper. Yes.
Correct. Thank you. Dr. Channapon, what kind of support has the Thailand lighting market, seeking from the government or has sought in these times?
I think the one area would be, to promote more of this kind of green building, because I think the private sector already way ahead. They're looking at well standards, and they're not following the standard, the building codes. That's the minimum, right? So I think the government should take initiative and go beyond that, because with technology, you don't have to do anything these days. You can achieve that minimum already by just using LED, right? So if you don't do anything and you can achieve the minimum, then if we keep doing this, then there will be no demand for innovations. There will be no demand for better products. So I think the government should, take initiatives with their own buildings and implement, these lighting best practice, right? And so that is one thing. And second thing is, I think there's another sector like for urban lighting. So we've been doing, research on urban lighting for maybe 10 years now, but we never been implemented. So we are hoping now with the Electrical Illuminating Association of Thailand. So we are planning to talk with the Siamese Architect Association, to maybe propose to the government, now we don't have tourists. So maybe it's a good time to renovate our riverfront, with better urban lighting, or do something in the public area, so that will push, so it will raise the standard, the lighting standards, to more international standards. And, when we have a better environment, then we'll be, one is, more self-sustained in terms of maybe local tourists, and, so we don't know what's happening, right? We don't know when we can open the country like completely. So I think we can prepare for that. And for people who live in the country, for local residents, then they can also enjoy better lighting.
Totally agree with you. Mr. Eduardo, I would like to ask you, what is the role of lighting in property management, as you are heading that association, BOMAP? So
okay. Lighting is one of the most important products, in all properties and buildings. Okay. And LED lighting, comparatively efficient, have longer lifespan, and consume lesser energy. Its performance, energy efficiency, and long-term savings, which is very much essence in property management as far as financials, or generating savings from our operation. For offices, it creates healthy work environment. For office project, office buildings, it creates a healthy work environment and resulting to increase employee productivity. Then it's highly suitable for modern architecture and now the green building technology also. They're now putting materials, lighting materials. They're already incorporating all those things in the green building technology. So advantages, maybe safer, much cooler. It's sturdier, resistant to breakage, because it's using epoxy lens, not glasses. So on the outset, we're talking here as far as property management is concerned, considering lighting, it generates savings. We are talking about efficiency also, and very friendly, environmental friendly. Okay?
Totally agree. I think it was very enlightening to get views from all of you. And with this question, we've come to the end of the session. Though we have a lot of question and answers which have come up from the attendees, I don't know how many questions we'll be able to take up due to time constraints. But yes, I think we'll answer a few of them. I would request the panelists also to go through the Q&A, and if you feel that any question you can specifically answer, I would appreciate if you can pick up the questions. Otherwise, I'll pick up a question and raise it to you. One question we have from Lee Mark, that most of the LED available in the market, which are cheap, only last for 2 years max. The older LED manufactured 5-10 years ago were so durable that some of them are still functioning now, although they are expensive. Production of cheap LED that will not last that long is not that environment friendly, because we need to extract resources from time to time to produce cheap LED. for the LED industry, will it be possible that we can prolong the lives of these cheap LED? Who would like to take up this question?
Can I?
Yes, sure.
Actually, the LED has the longest life in the all light sources, except the one, the industrial lamp. It should last. See, that is the quality. See, you are talking about even if how do you cope up? You talk about the question is not answered. See, unless otherwise, the good quality, you maintain the quality and value for the money you are taking it and give the value. There is no issue of reducing quality for price, because today the price of the LED chip, price for the LED of the components, and also the housing and etc. Because of the economy of scale, that price has come down. So it is the quality, and the quality need to be tested and also to be ultimately performed in the marketplace. So that's why a lot of standards are available. And like India, we have a safety standards. We have also the performance standard, and we are also having the different type of codes. So definitely, I don't understand the good quality of LED should last long as you can say that 35,000 burning hours to 50,000 burning hours. On average lamp, we're talking about unconditional guarantee and warranty of 2 years to 5 years. So the street light is a guarantee of unconditional guarantee of the voltage or the main voltage fluctuation and other issues. Still, in my experience, okay, need to be careful. That's education has an awareness to be created what product to buy, and the legislation is coming up for the different countries for the performance and also the energy level. India is also having energy level now, and other countries is already maybe having also the same, and also the performance mandatory will give you the customer satisfactions to safeguard the customers, the standards and the legislations by the government of local government is also very, very crucial to safeguard the customer interest. Otherwise, technology wise, there's no problem at all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mandal. We have another question from Supakit, who says, do any country have rules and regulations to control the impact of billboards and light pollution is growing enormously due to the new LED big screens? Who would like to take this up?
Hi, from Singapore perspective, right? We have this. I'm not working for government. Okay. There's this BCA green mark for the districts 2.0. So under one of the criteria, one of the sections is say that you need to reduce light pollution. And of course, the district at different countries at different levels. But we are talking about, if you come to Singapore before, we're talking about like Resort World, Clean Tech Park, all these they call it district, and not the kind of a super big district, but they are promoting at that level. So they actually have to observe certain rules so that to reduce light pollution.
Thank you. We have one question from Sandeep. The high price of UV LEDs as against conventional UV lights. Comments on price trends. Then another is application areas for surface, air, and water disinfection, UVC germicidal lights. And third is germicidal dosage for 99.9% disinfection by UVC lights for SARS-CoV-2 virus. I think Mr. Chua would like to add to this. If you want to see the question, it's by Sandeep in the Q&A. It's the fourth question.
Don't seem to be able to see that on the fourth question.
Yeah, high price of UV LEDs as against conventional UV lights. Can you see the question?
Yeah. So that you're right. So that I think the price trend definitely will go down. We hope the market will, as I say, in fact, this UVC is not really widely adopted. It's even in Singapore, it's just it's very selective because the rays from the UVC have to be a place where there's no people passing by. Otherwise, it's harmful to the eyes. So in this sense, you need a very careful operations deployment. So, and to be frank, you can only use this UVC and maybe do it one time. But if let's say you're managing a shopping mall or maybe a factory with a high 24 hours operations, need to clear the people just to do the UVC disinfection can be quite challenging. So I see that the adoption is driven by COVID. But the problem is when they have this UVC lighting, is it on a rental basis or you need to buy the whole device? If you need to buy the whole device, it's not that every day we will have a COVID virus, right? So the COVID virus is just here for some time. Yeah, and the technology improves. So whether there's the payback period is sufficient enough for you to invest in this kind of the device to do the UVC disinfection. So my concern is here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We have a question from John who says,
I would like to add on.
Yes, sure, please. Yeah, go on, Mr. Tsu.
Sorry?
Yeah, please continue what you want to add on.
I would like to add on Mr. Chua regarding the UVC. Number one, the very important CIE have made a public statement regarding the UVC application and the way of application to the public. So it's not that as what that just now Mr. Chua highlighted. So it's very dangerous if you are wrongly application. Okay, so apply wrongly. Number one, UVC. The question just now I want to add on is related to UVC traditional, conventional against the LED, the price of the LED. So because of the spectrum, the traditional, the spectrum, which is the LED to meet the requirement spectrum is a very, very high requirement that the LED have the challenges to meet it. Therefore, to produce that LED to meet the requirement of the spectrum is very costly at the moment.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. John would like to ask the advantage and disadvantage of LED light in studying in college level. Someone from education, yeah, Dr. Mandal.
Can I repeat the questions? Can you repeat the question?
I like to know the advantage and disadvantage of LED light in studying in college level, studying LED lights in college level.
But you're talking about LED knowledge, education in the student level. Yes, of course. In fact, there is a huge opportunity in the LED and the allied subjects. The lighting is now, as I said in my earlier, that is an integrated subject. So means and multidisciplinary applications. So for young students, even if India also we have two, three colleges lighting course is going on, and then from ISL side we have this year already have the 50th lighting lectures through webinar systems, thanks to the COVID again, because we were able to make it the 50. So education is most important. Awareness will come definitely after that. If you are educated, then all the issues like UVC application issues will be solved, the cost and the performance issue will be solved, and also the light is life. Even if you read at least the application of light, you apply in your home, office, wherever you are in each and every sphere of your life. So definitely, and ISLE is having created a big part, and it is for all, with respect to the qualification, with respect to the age, or positions. So you can learn through ISLE whatever you are conducting regularly now. And please join as a ASEAN member. And that is the only criteria. We have a very nominal fee, and sometimes we make it free of cost. Today also, we are also having a architectural lighting, one of the great show we are going to have in the evening. So education is the word for the LED is now today's changing scenario is most important. I'm happy that somebody is interested to learn it, and we are there to do that.
Thank you, Dr. Mandal. I think we have a lot of questions, but I think we'll take one last question. While many advocating lighting for humanity, hazardous material from the lighting component is always the concern, but producer always put that in the hands of the local government. Dr. Chennapon, I think maybe you can answer. Do you think that lighting designer and manufacturer should also be responsible for Mother Earth?
Sorry. Yeah, definitely. But I think then, you know, during the product development, I used to teach one class, luminaire design and the ecological approach. So to do that, it has to start, you know, like kind of life cycle assessment, you know, before it comes to as a luminaire. So everything in the process. Now, for designers, I would like to add as relating questions about light pollutions, facade lighting thing before, relating to my what I said, what government could help. You know, for that, if you have for facade lighting, if you have a lighting designer on the project, I think I believe that most lighting designers, they are responsible, you know, for the environment. They would not propose a scheme that would create light pollutions. Now, at another level, the government can come up with, or, you know, with the professional bodies can, you know, work with the government and come up with a lighting master plan, which is a guideline like what Singapore has. I think you have the upper limit of the luminance, like the brightness for the facade. You know, in it can be divided into different zones, right? So if you have that kind of information, then people know what are the limits, right? So there are light pollutions come from many factors, not only design, but also how you choose the luminaires, the appropriate luminaires. So yeah, but I'm sure that, you know, lighting designers should also be responsible, you know, for that. And also to support Dr. Mandal. So lighting education is important not only for designers, it's also important for, you know, the public sector as well. So they know what to use, you know, what we should use. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we have a few unanswered questions, but we are running out of time. So I would like to hand over to Arpita to close the session, and the attendees can, you know, email their questions, and our panelists would be ready to answer them through email. Hope you all had a great session. Over to you, Arpita.
Yes, that was a great and insightful session. Also, due to time constraint, we have taken a few questions. Leftover questions will be answered via email after the webinar. Okay, I would like to thank all our speakers, attendees, and moderators for participating in today's webinar. We hope to see you again next time.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, and stay safe, everybody.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Namaste.